Oh, goody, goody, here it comes.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show.
You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Oh, my God, don't stop now!
With your hosts, Brian, John, and Elaine.
Welcome to the Cinema Psycho Show, the madhouse for film freaks and film fans of all types. I'm your host, Brian Coddington, joined by my fellow co-hosts and filmmakers, John and Lane Woolscroft.
How was your Christmas, Brian?
We didn't have Christmas yet.
Oh, shit.
You're a couple weeks early.
Oh, well, did you have a good Easter?
We're not on Easter yet.
Well, I meant earlier in the year.
Yep.
No?
I'm Jewish. We don't do Easter.
It's true.
Only half.
We do the celebration of shame, okay?
Celebration.
Why don't you see
shame.
your mother enough? That's what we do. We don't do that.
Loved.
Do you paint eggs for that, or?
Yeah,
no?
you break eggs.
Okay.
So we're in episode 81, and this continues our month-long celebration of everything Christmassy, especially with TV shows. Yeah. So this is our sack full of Christmas fails, part 2.
Our little departure into the world of TV. I got 3 new presents for you guys.
Would we call them presents?
I dropped 3 Yule logs and wrapped them and put them under the tree.
That sounds more accurate.
I mean, is a plague of snakes really a present? I mean, that's kind of what
when
we're
it
talking
itches
about
and burns
here.
like this, is it really a gift?
So it's VD. These are 3 VDs you've given us.
Hey, guys, I think there's somebody else in the room.
Oh my God. Shh.
It's the ghost of Christmas past or present.
It was to be present,
future.
yeah, no.
I actually thought you guys couldn't see me here.
Yeah, I only brought that up because I was listening to Does This Hold Up, and you did the whole ghost of Christmas present thing.
Yes.
What were you, present or past? Or? Yeah. So we're joined today by a number 2 best podcast in the city,
But
which
number 1 in our
is
hearts.
awesome.
Thanks, guys.
And I heard should have
Awesome.
been number one. I heard there
Should have
was
been
a
number
tiny
1.
bit of like weirdness.
Possible
and
Shenanigans.
Perhaps, but still.
Marta, I'm
Pittsburgh Treasure.
Pittsburgh Treasure. Probably butchering your last name.
I have that is not even a possibility because I have 2 last names, so I don't judge anybody for.
Well, I know
swear on
you're
this
one
podcast?
last.
Oh, yes.
Swearing
Oh,
for fucking up my last
sweary.
Okay.
name.
So
Okay.
sweary.
Oh yeah, we just talked about VD.
Okay, just checking. Just
yeah.
checking.
Yeah,
Double
but,
checking.
Strong language.
So I
adult
know your
content.
one last name is On the Move.
Yes.
Okay, Marta.
Yes.
From Marta on the Move.
That is a thing.
And your real last name is Mazzoni.
Correct. You said it very correctly.
Listen. Here's the thing. As someone who has a fellow last name that gets butchered left and right, I've got
People screw up
Cotting-
Coddington?
How do
Yeah.
people screw up Coddington?
People
since
screw up
birth.
everything.
Since birth, I've had Cotlington,
Ew.
Cottingham, Cunningham.
Cottingham?
Yeah.
Cunningham? Oh, I can see. People are stupid. I
People
can
are
see
dumb.
that. I can
Okay,
see that.
I'm sorry, except for present company. Okay, but Marta's here. Talk with us about her podcast, as well as she's going to be a guest reviewer later in the show.
Oh yeah.
We
It's
needed
gonna be
some
awesome.
support
I'm
for
excited.
one of our fails
I
today,
am
guys.
super
Yeah, we
excited.
had to bring in a special guest for
Yep.
this
Needed-
specific
we
one.
needed-
She's
we
gonna be
needed help,
reviewing
Marta.
Alf, the Christmas special, with us. It's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. So, but first, Marta, I mean, how long have you been doing podcasting?
I've been podcasting for about 3 years now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like it?
I do. I love it.
3 years, you better like it.
Yeah,
Nice
right?
probing question there.
Yeah. It's
This is Walter Cronkite shit.
it
Okay?
is. It's perfect. I do love it. I love it because it allows me to kind of be free and be myself.
Yeah.
Whether that be clothed or unclothed, drunk or not drunk. People don't know.
No, they don't.
It's quite delightful.
No, they don't. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is.
Best part about a podcast, no one knows if you're wearing pants.
Exactly. Thank you.
welcome.
High fives.
Anytime.
So you're coming up on 100 episodes,
I
correct?
am,
Where are we
yes.
at right now? Are we at like
We are
98?
at, so right now, when does this release? Is
This is going to release on this
Sunday.
following Sunday.
Perfect. Okay. So I am at 98.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
so
Yeah,
close.
I know. I'm at 98. My 99th one is one near and dear to my heart. It's with Big Brothers Big Sisters of Pittsburgh, because I'm in the process of becoming a big, me and my husband.
That's awesome.
that's
My
awesome.
husband and I apologize for grammar freak. I know, they're out there. So yes. Oh, they're
She's-
pointing at
she's
her.
the writer.
Yeah, I know.
Brian,
It's a thing. It
this
gets
is a
in your head.
podcast.
I
It
know.
gets in your
I
head.
know.
Brian was pointing at Lane. For all of you who can't see through airwaves.
They could feel it.
They could feel
They can feel the
wind,
grammar
okay?
Nazi coming through, seeping. But yeah, so I have Big Brothers Big Sisters coming on, and I have my best friend of 25 years coming on with a little that he has kind of adopted for like 8 years, and then my 100th episode is inclusive of that because I'm fulfilling my childhood fantasy of becoming a game show host.
Now, what type of game show host are we talking? Are we talking like old-fashioned 70s where you got the little skinny microphone?
Okay.
I had to bring that up.
You know, very important. So I have been trying to find the skinny microphone. So if any people out there have access to a skinny microphone, I need it.
Buzzy doesn't have a skinny microphone?
Buzzy does not have a skinny
What the
microphone.
shit?
I am disappointed.
What the hell, Epicast?
I know.
Why are we on their network? They don't
Come
have a
on,
fucking
Buzzy.
skinny
This
microphone.
Bullshit.
Come on, Buzz.
Get the bricks.
I know. Yeah, I do not have the skinny microphone, but I have always. I grew up watching the old school game shows. That was what I loved. Even in college, I went to St. Vincent. I had the Game Show Network and Bravo. That was like the only thing they allowed us. It was like tortures.
That's it?
Oh yeah, behind the walls of bars where the priests shed their worldly possessions. That's where we stayed.
That's two
like a fire
wildly
hazard.
different audiences. Like,
ridiculous.
Hipsters, homosexual men, and then you have like old ladies in their armchairs for the Game Show Network.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bravo of a few
Inside the
years
Actors
ago,
Studio.
It's different.
That's what I watched. But the Game Show Network was always I was always a big fan, and the Match Game was one of my all-time favorites.
wow.
So I wanted to bring that back.
Awesome.
You have some names.
I do. I have some names. I have Rick Seaback coming on. I have Patrick Jordan, who I love. He's
I know
hysterical.
Patrick Jordan.
Oh my god, he just cracks my shit up.
His role in Dark Knight
He's
was awesome.
Ridiculous.
Dark Knight Rises.
He's just hysterical. He just kills me. And Kelly Mays is coming on. I have Lee Turbosic doing magic because I couldn't just have a game show. I had to have it be a variety show as well. So I have magic, and then I have my friend Seamus is Deep Violet doing a musical drag show. Picture Retro Gaming is going to be in the lobby playing old school video games, which I love, and prizes and raffles and contestants and all the fun things.
So when is this celebration of everything, Marta?
It is January 5th. Yes, it is
Nice.
Friday, January 5th. Tickets are on sale at Eventbrite if you guys want to come, which you should, because 2017 was a piece of shit.
It really was.
It for reals was.
So ready
for
to
reals.
light some candles, and chant and move on.
I just needed this. Honestly, I decided this halfway through 2017 that I was going to do this, and I just wanted to have the right foot of fun for 2018. I didn't want any craziness. I just wanted a fun time and a gathering of just joyous things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sounds
we
like
did
all
an
of that.
episode
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
right around this time about 2016 being the worst fucking year of all time.
We were so young.
And leave it to 2017 to just
Up the ante.
throw the table right there.
We were children. We
Card
didn't know.
subject
We
to
didn't
change.
know. I'm determined for 2018 to be a good year.
You're going to make it a good year.
Yeah, and I feel like Trump's already impeached by now. Almost.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got to happen sometime.
That makes my
No,
chestnuts
it's
warm.
happening.
Yeah,
No, it's happening.
It's going to happen.
It's the dominoes are falling. It was like this.
There's between 8 to 11 different ways he could be impeached now.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
hundreds. And hundreds.
Every day there's
I
another
just
one.
hope it extends to his entire
Oh, yeah,
posse
yeah.
behind
Well,
him.
okay, the man puts all of his family members in positions of power. So yeah, he probably did that with all of his crimes.
I'm really hoping they're
You know? Well, they're a bunch of cowards. That's how it
That's
works.
what I imagine is happening right now.
Wait, they're the ghost of
Anyway.
Christmas present?
It is the ghost of Christmas present. It is. She's
awesome.
brought a gift.
Yeah. So you've interviewed a lot of people over these 98 episodes.
I have.
Okay. What is your favorite?
That is
I know.
impossible.
That's an unfair question.
That's so hard.
Well, okay, what's your least favorite?
yeah.
No, that's
Snap.
more unfair.
That's terrible.
Well, is
can't
there,
I'm
name
not
names.
going there.
is there a surprising element to doing that? To the interview process and
There is. There's a couple surprising elements. There's a surprising, and you guys probably know this as well, and you're very aware that some of the ones that you don't expect to be your favorites turn out to be your favorites, and they go longer than they should. and you just feel like it's a gift to the world that they get to sit in on them. There's just like these moments that you're like, oh my God, this is wonderful. We're just going to keep this going because this is, I don't even realize what time it is. It's been like an hour and a half. And those are magical moments. So those are probably my favorite ones that I've had. Some to name a few, like Pittsburgh Retro Gaming was incredible. Anything with John Shalkowski is incredible because he's a BFF. Byron Nash's goes really long. Camille Adams goes really long.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, wonderful.
Awesome.
So those are ones where you just hit it off and you just like you explode. I really also like the ones where I turn into a nervous, bubbling schoolgirl.
Yeah.
So those are fun too. Or the ones where I hold my shit together and I'm like,
It's like, yeah, I got this shit down.
I know, I'm fine.
Your celebrity means nothing to me.
You're important, and I don't have hives.
That is not me.
I'm winning as a human.
winning
Yeah.
the game of humans.
It's only taken me this many years. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to throw it to your ad, because we do that all the time. We have an
Seems
ad.
only appropriate.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, you didn't know that? We got your Epicast ad.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Listen, Buzzy gave us like a list of ads, and he's just like, here you go.
Here you go, bud.
And I'm just like, okay. So I'll throw these in.
We do.
And we do.
We use your ad quite frequently, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love this. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we throw it to you, and when you throw it to drinking partners,
Oh, I'm
guys.
into this.
So we're going to throw it to your ad. But
Okay.
before I do that, I just want you to repeat. When is your 100th episode?
My 100th episode is on January 5th. You can get tickets right now at Eventbrite. It is called Marta Match, a throwback of the Match game, and it's going to be fucking awesome, and you should come because it's going to be a ball.
Awesome. We're going to find out on the Twitters.
All the tweets.
All the tweets.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, add I can't find Marta on the
Okay.
tweets.
Cool.
Everything else is Marta on the move.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So we're going to throw it to the Epicast Network, specifically Marta's ad. And when we come back, we're going to dive into our sack full of Christmas fails part 2.
Hey guys, this is Marta from Marta on the Move. I hope you're enjoying this podcast. When you're done with this one, you should go check out mine on www.martaonthemove.com. On the Epicast Network, you can find me on Twitter at I Can't Find Marta. If you like interesting people and places in Pittsburgh, food and drink, travel advice, and general nerdery, check it out and keep it moving.
And we're back. That was a message from our friends over the Epicast Network, specifically our guest, Marta, from Marta on the Move. Definitely be sure to check out her 100th episode celebration at the City Theater on January 5th.
And we're not done with Marta yet.
Yeah,
She
we-
will
No.
be returning
We haven't seen the last of Marta
for our
yet.
main event tonight.
She will be back.
That's right. So, but to kick off this sack full of Christmas fails, part 2.
Part deux.
The first part of your
So
dining
classy.
pleasure shall be an old man kidnapping a young boy with a growth hormone issue so he can teach him Christmas spirit.
He's not really a young boy.
I know,
It's
yeah.
a fake out.
Yeah, what was going on in the 80s with these like grown men that looked like little kids?
I think they're future-proofing shows.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a smart move.
They believed, hey, you know what? I don't have to worry about the kid aging out.
Guys, you always put me in this position, but like, let's not make a joke out of someone's actual, real, personal reality. Like, let's take it easy. Like, this isn't something for our amusement. I hate to like.
We talked about
be that
VD at the top of the
guy.
show, and now
Hey,
you're
you know
telling
what?
me
Venereal
don't.
disease is fine because we're not making fun of anybody in particular. So, you know, but like, this is like something that happened to people, and I don't know much about said affliction, so
Well,
I don't
they-
think I can say anything, and that
no
definitely
one-
means you guys can't say
No
anything.
one knows specifically what his condition is.
Right, so
So he isn't.
look, we've got a lot to talk
Seconds.
about with this special anyway. I don't think we need to be worrying about Webster himself. Like, we need to get on the T train and just ride that baby.
T's train.
Choo choo.
Choo choo, sucker.
Choo choo, fool.
So yeah, we are talking about 1984's A Christmas Dream, starring Mr. T and Webster. And you're thinking,
Emmanuel
hey,
Lewis.
Yeah, isn't that the kid from Different Strokes? No, you're racist. That's Gary Coleman.
Yes.
But yeah, so apparently these two were red hot around this time.
Yes.
You know, Mr. T was right off of Rocky 3, and the A-Team was going. And, you know, and Webster was on Webster.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this is just another one of your classic holiday variety specials where they shoehorn, you know, whoever they could get in as guests and try to make it make sense in the storyline. So Mr. T is just a mall Santa,
he's not even a mall Santa. It's just a Santa on the street
begging for quarters for Red Cross or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And you know, Emmanuel Lewis comes over and he looks all depressed and he's like, "I don't have the Christmas spirit." Mr. T's like, "What do I have the Christmas spirit? What's wrong with you, foo?" And
I mean, you're pretty accurate. I mean, that's not a bad impression. That's exactly what he says.
And it's not because he's an orphan. It's not because his parents died. It's not, you know, for any reason like that. It's not like in Gremlins, like his dad tried to come down the chimney and broke his neck. Yeah. Spoiler alert if you still haven't seen Gremlins in 33 years. But, you know, it's just because he's, in his words, a latchkey kid, which...
Yeah.
If you're a latchkey kid, you don't know that word. You know,
I mean, serious. Well,
you
no.
sure didn't know it in the 80s either. I mean, that was something we talked about like in the early 90s when, you know, parents worked and kids came home from school came home from school to their home.
The most important thing to take from this is that, okay, we all understand that Emmanuel Lewis has gone through some sort of growth thing in which his real age is more like 15 at this time.
But he looks like he's 7.
Okay? Barring all that, okay? This kid comes up to a stranger and says, "My parents aren't anywhere to be found."
Jacked up Santa Claus.
And the reaction should be, "I should go get your parents or the police." And instead it's, "Let me take you away and take you on a Christmas adventure."
I'm going to kidnap you.
Yes. Yeah. That's the big takeaway from this whole thing is that Mr. T kidnaps Emmanuel Lewis.
But I mean, it's Christmassy, so is it whimsical then if it's a Christmas kidnapping?
Yes, it's
holiday napping.
If he sodomized him with the candy cane, but you consider that whimsical?
John, why is it always straight to sodomy with you? My goodness.
You jump you don't even go to bound and gagged. You just jump automatically to sodomizing. Come on. There's a process here.
Well, you know, I mean, every time, you know, he farts, he smells peppermint, though, so that's a bonus.
Oh, my God. Brian almost choked on his water.
Damn it! Not wintergreen, you monster!
That was a real spit take. That was amazing.
Yeah, so he takes them all through New York City, and then we stop and meet a pre-DUI and pre-rape allegation David Copperfield in the mall.
Yes.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about this is David Copperfield, I looked it up, he's about 27 when this special was going on, and he'd already done 4 TV magic specials at this point. I thought it was still pretty early in his career. I didn't think he was super famous yet, but that bastard had already levitated a Ferrari and made a plane disappear by this point, because this is 84.
And then made rape allegations disappear.
Yeah, he couldn't make them disappear, though, right? I don't know. He's still in Vegas.
He's an illusionist. He doesn't use real magic, as he tells us. But what's interesting about this first little segment is that David Copperfield's talking to a little girl who's just excited to be on TV.
Does she look like an Olsen twin?
She does.
I mean, I don't
got
think it
that
was,
vibe.
but
No, it wasn't.
She's really squirmy, though.
But she's really squirmy, and she's lifting up her dress to David Copperfield. And David
that made me really uncomfortable.
It did. Because David Copperfield's asking if she has a boyfriend.
Yeah,
What's the joke?
That wasn't in the script. That was just him freestyling.
Well,
but he's like, "Do you have a boyfriend?
Well, it's just a joke.
Did your heart get broken? Here, let me show you what happens to broken hearts." And he does a magic thing. But that's supposed to, disguise the fact that he just had a really creepy conversation with a 5-year-old.
It's inappropriate now, but that was a joke. It's just and it's similarly inappropriate, but when you see a little baby and if it's say I see a little baby at the mall or something and it's a little boy and he's smiling and being shy and being cute and stuff like the mom or somebody might say oh look, he's flirting with you, we're assuming the child's sexuality preferences from birth. It's the same kind of misguided notion, it just was a joke. The joke is that she's so much younger, that of course she didn't have a boyfriend. We know he's a creep.
It's
now.
because it's David Copperfield, I think.
Yeah, it's because we know he's a creep.
I just found the whole setup weird.
I would just love this to be explained to the parents. So what happened? Well, a roided up Santa Claus kidnapped my son and left him with a magician.
Well,
Every parent's
don't
nightmare.
worry, because he only left him with a magician for a little bit. You know, he
had
kept
to go-
moving him around.
He had to go take a shower in a dumpster, change out of his outfit.
Yeah. But yeah, David Copperfield, meets with Emmanuel Lewis at FAO Schwartz and, goes through and says, oh, what do you want for Christmas? I don't want anything. I don't want no presents whatsoever. It's like, okay, but you're a kid. Don't you like toys? No, he didn't like toys at all.
Now, he's battling some severe depression, this little kid.
Yeah.
But, and then T obviously says, well, I know it'll cheer you up. Ice skaters, because those are the people we booked to be on the show. And, we watched this on YouTube, and it did not have the original music
No, they
for
couldn't.
copyright purposes.
Yeah, the person who uploaded it to avoid getting flagged basically took out the music and put some like synth 80s shit in it. So you're just like, I can imagine this is probably what they played.
That doesn't even really
around that
match. They're not hitting like the notes when they like jump in the air.
No. But so
This is supposed to show him Christmas spirit.
well they go in a handsome cab ride too to the skate rink.
This is kind of sinister if you think about it.
It is.
It's like, oh, now come with me in a cab ride. We're going off somewhere to look at ventriloquist dummies.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of like the kid's telling him his whole life story, and you find out that Emmanuel Lewis's character is a latchkey kid, that he doesn't like his parents because they work all the time to provide for him. Mm-hmm. Like that's the reason why.
Well, I mean, that's a common trope in these sorts of things, and I think they used it because I think, there were lots of kids maybe that felt that way at the time. I mean, when you're a kid, you don't understand that, oftentimes you need both parents to work to keep things running within the house. But, when you're little, you, especially too, I mean, like, I'm not trying to get too deep, but like if he was an only child, like you like your parents a lot when you're an only child.
Well, Mr. T should have just said, listen, that's Reaganomics for you.
Don't worry, no trickle down, suckle.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no trickle down, sucker.
Rich guys like me.
Yeah, but they go to the ice skating rink and they have that weird, Cirque du Soleil ice skating thing. And then where do they end up at? They go to Carnegie Hall?
And then they meet some ventriloquist dummies.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And this is what pre Jeff Dunham, This guy probably wanted to be what Jeff Dunham became.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, this guy probably just agreed to do it for like $20 and a cup of coffee, right? Like, I just want to be on TV. And they're like, well, we got him super cheap. And
Well, it's like, how many people are hiring ventriloquists? Excuse me.
And I mean, Lane, how many times do I say, like, when one of our friends isn't feeling the spirit of the season, I'm like, we should break out some ventriloquist dummies and just have conversations with ourselves and the dummy, and then they're going to love the holidays.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's important to remember the reason for the season. And
dummies?
What better
Dummies.
way than, the ventriloquist dummies? It's important.
Well, the ventriloquist dummy starts having a conversation with Webster. That's
Also
what I refer
creepy.
to him as,
Also
Webster.
creepy.
And it's very creepy. It's like, why do you got a chip on your shoulder? I'm made out of chips. It's like, that's so
Is there just
lame.
a rule that like it has to be weird wood puns when you're a dummy?
Yeah.
Wait, why does the dummy always fight with the ventriloquist? He's like, "Oh, Chippy, you watch it now. Don't tell me what to do." Like
Like,
they're
why
always-
can't we all just get along?
Yeah, there's always a fight between the ventriloquist
There
and
is.
the dummy.
But in this conversation, Webster gives up the name of where his father works and where to contact him. And you see Mr. T writing them down. And
It's only been like 6 hours.
It's only been 6 hours. Maybe you ask him that first.
Yeah.
Where are your parents at? Where can I call them at? Okay. But no, after all this shit, it's like, yeah, I think maybe it's the time I go ahead and do the right thing. Or, Mr. T could be like, oh, okay, that's where I ransack his house.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
But T gets distracted by the dummy that looks exactly like him and starts having
Yes.
a conversation with it. I don't think he understands it's not real. Oh my God, you my long lost twin.
It's like, what'd I tell you? Get rid of that puppet. I don't like it, fool.
Then from there, there's no rhyme or reason to where they end up. I mean, there is technically, but it's a house of cards.
It's not what we would call solid storytelling.
But eventually they get to, and oh God, Elaine, what's her name? She does a hat trick of songs in this.
Oh, I can't remember her last name. Maureen something.
She was like last week. We had who from the Star Wars Holiday Special? He was in it 3 times.
Oh, Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman. You know,
Maureen McGovern. That's
and
it.
Marie McGovern. She is now our Harvey Korman because she just triples down on her performances in this thing.
She does.
But she comes and sings a song. And I always find it so weird in these specials because, like, he comes in and she's like, oh, you don't like Christmas? I'm going to sing you a little song that has nothing to do with Christmas. And they're going to cut to Webster constantly just looking at her with this dead face while she sings, like, the kind of face you have when you don't understand why someone's just fucking singing at you.
Yeah.
For no reason. It's like, now do you feel Christmas? He's like, fuck no. The hell was that? What are you doing?
Yeah, but it's very strange. And honestly, like, I understand why the hell she was in it. I'm like, is she famous at this time? Like,
I looked her up on IMDb. She has, like, a few...
Did she do stuff? I mean... Really?
Lane, do you want to look her up real quick?
Maureen?
Yeah.
Our girl Maureen. She was in Airplane. She was the nun in Airplane.
Oh, yes.
That's what we were like when I looked her up while we were watching this. We were like,
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, she really didn't do much, despite, the fact that, like, she did have a really lovely singing voice. I mean, she was older in this even, but let me see.
Yeah, but I thought her placement in it was just strange. I mean, I get why they had the Rockettes and all that shit.
She's the biggest star in this thing, though.
Isn't Mr. T the biggest star in this thing?
Well, I mean, outside, I guess, of the principal, the 2 leads here.
So, Maureen McCormick was actually in both Airplane movies, and then she did the Tracy Ullman Show, a single episode in 87. She did Duckman.
Oh, really?
For 3 episodes 10 years later.
Holy shit.
She did the Infinite Power Workout for an episode.
Oh my god!
And then Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Oh, I love that show.
I do too.
She was in 1 episode in 2000. She's in Joseph, King of Dreams, which I assume is some kind of Christian video.
It sounds Christian-y.
She was a voice in that in 2000, and then Cure for Boredom in 2001, and then American Songbook at NJ Pack.
So she's had a long, exhaustive career.
I mean, really. I mean, there really isn't much.
Career.
Well, there isn't much for her on IMDb. Like,
maybe she did a lot of Broadway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she could have been like a theater actress, and like you said, Broadway. Because she did have a really nice voice.
But anyway, so we get her to sing inside of her dressing room to Webster, and then he's taken away by Mr. T again. And ends up now watching the Rockettes.
Yeah, and their bizarre fever dream. Yeah. Kind of, it's almost like Philip Glass is directing this. Well, it's just so unsettling.
Here's what I hate the most about dream cinematography. Okay, I'm sick and tired of seeing someone literally jizz on a lens and wipe it all over the around the lens, and then say, "Oh yeah, look, it's dreamlike."
The Streisand filter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It is very dreamy. Like, there is a very different quality to it.
Well, in the shots where he's just floating over the action, which is really creepy. Like, he's God.
Odd.
Yes.
Webster.
Or dead.
Webster is God.
Webster, yeah.
Or dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and he even ends up inside the Rockette performance.
Yeah, and he shoots off a cannon, and things Lane had left the room. I think she's like grabbing like a drink in the kitchen or something, and they all like uniformly fall into each other's arms. And I just went, "Oh fuck! Oh 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 fuck!" Like as if each one of them just saying it. And Lane's like, "What? Did you spill something? Is the couch on fire?" I'm like, "No, I'm like doing a bit."
I thought he'd lit himself on fire, actually, because he was carrying on so much. I was like, I leave the room for 5 fucking seconds.
I just hope they film this in August, because like the holiday season, the Rockettes are pretty damn busy to be doing a Mr. T special.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
probably did this.
It depends, too. I mean, because like Brian and I were talking about this, but this aired in 84, and there's an excellent chance it was like right around the time we were conceived.
Oh, I already figured it was. Like, I mean, that hit me in the head. I'm just like...
And I didn't think about that until you brought it up, so thank you so much.
I bet this was on while I was conceived.
Yeah, I mean, you too. I was a Halloween party baby.
It.
Yeah, well, no, it was in the background.
I'm just kidding.
Come on.
I was just kidding.
But, so Mr. T wakes him up from his fever dream and drags him back to the party because he keeps talking about, oh, we're going to this party, all my friends, because I don't have any family. I got friends.
It's like what the cult leader tells you, like, oh,
Yes.
the big party's coming. You know,
Yes.
just
They'll be
drink
so-
this punch real quick.
For a grown adult, it's, oh, yeah, there's so many women at this party. You should really come to it. And it's like, okay.
Just trust me.
But yeah, so he goes back to the party, and they're not, I guess, all of his friends and children who are just at the party with no parents around.
Because that's normal.
That's
a thing.
Are just decorating the place up. And,
Yeah, which is so... I've never seen something so clearly be a set in my life.
yes.
It's very
Like,
forced.
it has a stage, but it's supposed to be like a house or something?
No, it's supposed to be backstage of the
Yeah.
Rockettes. So, but Maureen returns because we need to get more of her. And at this point, it's
in
really...
my contract that I sing
At this point,
times.
well, honestly, at this point, that's when Mr. T gives us how he grew up on welfare and how Christmas was really just, he was happy his dad was alive. And the best part is how he says, he's like, Christmas without presents, that ain't bad. But Christmas without love, that's bad. Christmas without friendship, that's bad. Christmas without hope, that's bad. But Christmas without sharing, that's real bad. It's like, who gave him lines?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, I just
Maybe
feel like...
he wrote it himself.
Well, no, I feel like it was the line, but I feel like he said it in the wrong order, and they were just like, it's fine.
It's fine.
This,
We're not
this
going to
did
get
have a
another take.
writer. His name was Fred Slocum, I think. And there's actually a writer listed on IMDb for this debacle.
Remember,
So.
stay in milk,
Stay in milk.
don't do school, and drink your drugs.
Yeah, like I said, he got it all messed up, I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
so Maureen basically, and honestly, at this point, this is about halfway through the special. It's literally just a bunch of songs at this point. It's
Yeah.
one after another.
Well, it's weird because Mr. T dresses like Pee Wee Herman, and he starts telling us about Jesus in the first Christmas
Yeah.
in like very like odd, quick cutting segments.
Yes. And I mean, at that point, as soon as, first of all, you're missing where Webster sings.
Oh yeah, and does that little terrifying dance?
Yes. You're missing that part, in which no one wants to see Webster sing
No.
at all. No one wants to see that.
It
But
could
yeah,
have been worse. I mean, it's not like it was like a can opener when he sang.
that's true. But I mean, at this point, you're getting, a million times of Maureen singing, and that's like, okay, fine. Here's Webster singing, even though everyone else is just going like, please don't.
What if she thought this was like the launching pad for her career? Like,
She
here
was-
comes my comeback.
She was way older. Okay, comeback is more
instead
like
she got
it.
Duckman. So, but yeah, Mr. T comes back and he's wearing a Pee Wee Herman suit, which I didn't believe it until I looked at it.
You guys
You're
fought
right.
about whether he's wearing a pink bow tie.
Well, I
or
didn't
not.
think he was wearing a bow tie, but he is wearing a bow tie.
And then God knocked up a 15-year-old and he made Jesus. And Jesus came out and said, "Hey, fools, how you doing? I'm here to save you."
Well, you have to understand that each one of these little segments that he's talking about have to correlate with a song. So he's talking about, oh, we even knew the weather. And then it leads to, it came upon a midnight clear. It's like, fuck you. You don't know shit. Okay, Mr. T? One, Christmas is a pagan holiday. That's what all of us know. Okay? It's a marketing ploy by...
do not tell T that.
Oh, well, T's an idiot, okay?
War on Christmas.
Oh,
I'm not
Brian?
here for this.
did you just call Mr. T an idiot? Are you throwing down on the show?
Oh, is he gonna kick your ass?
He could kick my ass.
I don't know. He's just kind of like a withered old raisin of a man now. I don't think he could fight you. I think he's a little bitch.
So, John, you're now throwing down...
Bring it, T.
Oh, God.
We actually have a very frightening piece of tea paraphernalia. It's Mr. T as a rubber ducky.
Oh, my God.
It is made of nightmares.
Hey, look, Mr. T, if you want to fight, I'll leave the door unlocked.
Oh, God.
It's right there.
Oh,
on that
yeah,
shelf.
I see it. So, yeah, at this point, it's literally just a bunch of songs after little snippets. You are forgetting one thing, though. Mr. T conducts the boys' choir with his hands. He moves his hands around very slowly. You're just like, this is the guy who beat the shit out of Rocky, and he's lofting his hands around, directing it like he's a composer.
Well, thankfully, with the boys' choir around, there was Michael Jackson last week, and not
Yeah.
on this one.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Although, funny story, Michael Jackson took Webster as his date to the Grammys.
I remember that.
And people didn't think that was weird.
No,
No,
they didn't.
no, he was carrying around a 15-year-old man boy, like on his shoulder, like a pet. It was really upsetting.
Yeah. But the special ends with the parents showing up.
Yeah,
finally.
they're fine with this.
They're okay. It's
Yeah.
cool.
And he learns something and learns to appreciate them somehow. Because T said, like, it's okay as long as you have parents that you don't have gifts. But that was never the point.
No, because wasn't it supposed to be like, well, it's okay if you don't have family as long as you have friends?
I have no idea what the
No
message
one knows
was.
what the message is. Buy more shit. That's what the message
Yeah,
is.
watch the commercials and then, say, Mommy, I want that. I want the Super Soaker or whatever the hell was 84.
Speaking of buying shit, the next nugget in our sack full of Christmas fails is literally a series that was designed to do nothing else other than to sell toys. Like, from its inception, it was yes, we're talking about He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special.
No, Brian, we're talking about the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special.
Yeah, that fucking bullshit.
Oh, and they doubled down on this one. This one was on Christmas Day, 1985.
Yeah.
So they figure, the people will gather around the TV because He-Man is that hot, baby. White hot.
In 1985, yeah, he was.
Kind of, yeah.
When Ghostbusters 2 came out, not so much.
You guys already shit on that. Or I guess we weren't rolling for that.
We weren't rolling on that.
You guys were just shitting, like, for the sport. Listen, He-Man and, like, sort of She-Ra, but mostly He-Man, that was, like, my shit as a kid. I fucking loved that show, and I don't know why. Like, I was not much of a, I don't know, like an aggressive child, like with like all the
You
like
weren't an aggressive
ass
child.
kicking. Well, you know what I mean? Like it's like a very like actiony kind of show. I don't know. It was weird. I loved Gem and the Holograms and He-Man. Could we talk about like two more different?
Very different.
For those that are wondering, like Lane was a product of the reruns because we
Yes.
Oh, that should I should make that apparent. Yeah,
Yeah.
because obviously in '85 I
she's
was
not
just
really
born.
40. Yeah,
It's just
So Lane, sorry, I know we jumped ahead here, but just to go back real quick, 7 out of 10 shits for
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
Oh,
for
shit.
Mr.
Yeah,
T,
we didn't
Webster's
give
a
your
Christmas
shit.
stream. So, but yeah, back to now He-Man and She-Ra, because now they have another toy to sell, so it's He-Man and She-Ra.
That's right.
fuck you and
special.
fuck you. She-Ra was awesome.
But so basically, He-Man and his friends are trying to create a police state by their Sky Spy.
I love that that's what you open with, and not the fact that it's Adam and Adora's birthday.
Are they twins?
Yes.
Okay.
They are.
Yes.
I don't remember this show very well.
There's not much to remember other than recycled animation over and over again. And let's just keep a still on their face, but only animate their mouth. Because why not? Why not do that?
It's fine.
It is.
It's fine.
And oh god, what is his name? The little shit.
Orko.
Orko
gets stuck in the
Yes.
Sky Spy.
Yes. If you're
Yeah.
not familiar, here's the thing. I knew about He-Man, not from necessarily the TV show, but from the movie Masters of the Universe.
And we have to do the movie for the
Oh,
show
my
sometime.
God.
It is glorious.
I don't know. I actually love Masters of the Universe. Not a lot of people do.
It has
Okay?
nothing to do with the
Oh,
TV
dude,
show.
I'm not saying like as
No,
a pantheon or
but-
anything.
but
I'm
like-
saying like because we love it.
But like you,
No, it sucks.
if you're a fan of the TV show, fuck you. It doesn't suck.
I got flipped off by Elaine and fuck you from Brian.
If you're a fan of the TV show and you have seen the movie, you'll probably be like, "Who the fuck is Orko?" And in my opinion, the grill door character from Masters of the Universe, the movie, is Orko. He's his little like troll character
you're right,
who
the more that
controls
I
the
think about
time
it.
machine thing, and that's his character. But yeah, Orko, being the little shit that he is, the whole series basically gets stuck in the Sky Spy and ends up in Earth
because Christmas.
because Christmas.
well,
Yeah, they didn't want to do the Star Wars holiday special route and create like a fake, very universe Christmas. Let's just make sure we just find our way to Earth. Because then they say at the beginning of the episode too, like, oh, it's really close to that Earth holiday Christmas.
Yes.
Which
Well,
we're saying for no reason.
and don't forget that like Adam and Adora went after Skeletor, who went
Yes.
after Orko, and they like punched a hole in the collector.
Yes.
Like bam, they like fucked Skeletor's shit up.
Ah. No, I want that Sky Spy.
He didn't even know what it was, though,
No.
or who was in it. He was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna follow this shit.
Why not? So yeah,
That's what you
Orko
get to
ends
look
up at Earth, and he is encountered by 2 children.
The most annoying children that ever fucking these saccharine little fucks. You know.
Tell me how you really feel, John.
Well, I mean, they explain Christmas. Miguel and Alicia.
Yes.
Which Orko is kind of like, this seems a little forced and naive.
Well, I mean,
He doesn't buy any of this shit, you know.
well, this is the problem that I have. Who sends their 2 young children out to just chop down the Christmas tree without supervision?
It was the 80s.
Lazy drunk asses.
I mean, it was the 80s. And
No.
I feel like it's sad because, you know, I was reading this article on, like, how most kids now, like, by the time they're 10, they haven't been out of their parents' supervision for more than 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Kids need to get lost in the woods every once in a while. I'm just going to say it. Like,
Well, I
not
don't
like
think
scary.
I
Like,
don't think you necessarily have to get lost in the woods. I think you have to have that time for yourself. Like me, and I'm sure you guys are the same thing. We had a backyard. We just went out in the backyard.
Oh, it was awesome. I had some woods in my backyard.
Same here.
Like deep woods. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just go play in
So
there.
you
yeah,
just
my
go in the
friend
woods.
was the one that had the woods in her backyard, and that's where we would play.
You just go to
It
the
was
woods.
Killer.
And I mean, for me, it was a matter of just be home before dark. That's it.
Definitely.
You know, play with your friends, that sort of thing. But we don't have that anymore. It's just people don't do that. Kids don't do that. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Well, too, I mean, like, I think we all grew up in much more rural areas than we live now.
I grew up in the suburbs.
So it's not that we would, like, really... Well, John and I both grew up in small towns, so
Yeah.
I think, like, you wouldn't see it now because there isn't really any woods to go get lost in. But I do question that the kids had to go get the tree and drag it back.
That part just seems like the parents were lazy or drunk on eggnog.
Ooh, maybe.
You know? They're just like, yeah, fuck
Too
the
much-
tree.
too much
Okay,
rum
you kids get
cider.
it. Here's a saw. Have fun.
Forest tree this year. Go cut one down in the Anderson's yard.
So yeah, finds these adoring little shit kids, and while this is going on, She-Ra gets her little segment, because that's I've noticed this thing. This thing gives you like segments of
It's broken
adventures
up, yeah.
for each character to do.
If Orko hadn't landed on Earth and learned about Christmas, this could have just been another episode of He-Man.
Yes,
Well, don't they know, like, immediately that Orko went to Earth? Because they found his spell book, so they knew he was missing. And then when Man-at-Arms finds where the Sky Spy is, he's like, oh, it's on Earth. And then Queen Marlene is like, yeah, I know what Earth is. Like, okay.
it's like all right, that's cool.
Right? And then apparently they need to carry him water crystal.
Yes.
And that's what Adora has to go get because they're in Eternia. We talked about that, right? Like
Yes.
how they're in Eternia and like they can
Which is
travel,
He-Man's home
but
planet.
yeah, so then Adora says that, you know, okay, I'll go to Etheria and, you know,
Talk
me and
with
Swiftwind will get on that shit.
Well, she's got to talk with Mermista, who's just a mermaid.
Marmista is awesome. Like,
which
there
that
needed to
voice-
be way more merch about her. Whatever. Whatever, she's pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
But what She-Ra has to do is like deal with a sea monster and have Mermista like while she's dealing with the sea monster get the crystal.
Guys, this is starting to sound a little convoluted.
It is convoluted.
It's actually quite complicated.
Yeah.
So,
Quite the plot.
but what I find funny about this whole section with She-Ra is I actually tried to keep track of how many times they used the same animation.
Animation ain't cheap, kids.
Okay, but if you watch it, okay, she gets on. She comes in out of frame on the horse. It's the same shot of her getting off the horse, running off screen. Okay, and then it cuts to the whole action sequence, and then again she goes back on the horse. It's the same thing, only reversed.
How dare
Right.
you?
In the 1980s, most of our favorite children's cartoons were shopped out essentially to like Korean sweat houses.
We still do that.
To like for slave labor. So give
You're
them
talking
a break.
about the past? Well, no, this was American sweat houses. Okay? This was the 80s. Reaganomics. They didn't give a shit. But what I just find funny is like you're watching just go like, oh, this really didn't take that long to do because he kept using the same damn shot over and over again, just recycling it. But yeah, so she gets the crystal shit, and she also encounters these Transformer type robot things.
Available in toy stores.
Available in
everywhere.
toy stores. Did you notice that one of them is quite literally just a pair of legs with a laser gun for a dick?
Well, Well, the Monstroids. I
all
mean,
those
they're-
animators, like, what can we get away with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching that. I'm like, that's a pair of legs and a dick.
Well, the Monstroids are what she fights, and then those are the Manchines, right?
Yes. Well, no, the Monstroids are the
dick things.
The dick things.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got confused between
Confused
the Monstroids
yet?
and the Manchines. Anyway, she got the crystal.
Yeah, woo!
And they're able to transport Orko and the Sky Spy back, but he's like, I found this Christmas tree and these kids. Can I keep them?
I want to make them slaves.
Well, then these little shits, they've got to like go to this other world. They have this like amazing opportunity that people don't get to like go to fucking Eternia. They're like, but we might miss Christmas because like the crystal has to charge, I guess.
It's like, fuck you.
Yeah,
You're
you just
another
got-
dimension.
Yeah, another world that nobody probably on your planet will ever get to experience again.
Yeah.
It's like, can you
Oh.
imagine, like, you know, Neil Armstrong, like, oh, fuck, I'm on the moon, but I missed Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get it that you're disappointed, but like, Jesus Christ, kids, like, perspective is key. But then they decide, well, why don't we just have a Christmas party?
There you go.
Like, as a part of, you know, Adam and Adora's birthday party. Like, we'll just do it like one big thing, you know? So, like, that's the plan.
Which Adam looks like a diva. Like, I don't care for this. This party's about me, bitches.
It's me and my muscles that are in perpetual flexing.
We're not adding Santa to my cake. Fuck that.
So it's also at this time that Skeletor and Hordak, which I
As
knew
usual.
Skeletor. I didn't really know who the fuck Hordak was.
Hordak is, like, made of nightmares.
Well, he's like She-Ra's villain, right?
Yeah, he is.
So they're summoned by their Supreme Master, Horde Prime,
Yeah.
who's kind of like your Darth Sidious type character.
Yeah, he's kind of like moving all the, you know, different
Yeah.
like pieces.
But
of...
he basically says that he's there's basically been an awakening, and he can feel that the Christmas spirit is infecting the darkness of Eternia, and he doesn't like it. So he orders them to basically go and capture the two children and bring them to him, and they'll be well rewarded or some shit.
They're going to kill those kids.
They're gonna kill the kids.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
You guys.
But then, yeah, Skeletor starts getting the fever.
He gets the fever.
Yeah,
he
gets the
does.
Christmas
He
fever.
falls like subject to the
What's
to the
happening
Christmas
to me?
spirit. It's fantastic.
They're like, Mr. Skeletor, it's freezing out here. We need jackets. And he's like, no, go fuck yourself. They're like, but we'll die. And he goes, oh, shit. And, like, uses his staff and puts coats on. They're like, that's much better, Mr. Skeletor. He's like, stop fucking with my mind. You know? What is this Christmas? And then later they find, like, a little dog. Like a little space dog.
Oh, it's so cute.
He's like, come on, you little shits. And like, but what about the dog? He'll die. What is happening to me? And like takes the dog
It was
along.
at that point that Skeletor's heart grew 3 sizes too big. Yeah.
Amazing.
So that stuff happens.
That's a bunch
Some
of
stuff
shit
and
that
things
happens.
Stuff and
happen.
things happen. There's chases with Hordak. I mean, what do you want me to say? Okay, what the fuck do you want me to say?
well,
This is
he's
a
like-
convoluted fucking
And he's
thing.
like trying to be a good guy, but like at the same time, he's like definitely trying to ruin He-Man and She-Ra's day because he's got like the Horde troopers going for him. Because like Hordak kind of comes back to the whole
Yeah.
fold, and like I don't know, it's supposed to be an epic battle, but at this point, there's so much going on. You're just like, no. So then he the little dog, like
Yeah.
in the whole like end of the fight, he licks Skeletor's face, which I'm very confused. Like
He has no face.
He has no face, but he has like
It's a it's a
deltoids
skull.
and biceps and quads.
Yeah,
and
he is ripped for a skeleton.
he's very ripped.
Wasn't it just like his face that got burned off? Like, isn't that the only thing? Like,
It's kind of disturbing to think about. Yeah,
yeah, I think that's what it was.
it's kind of mean they call him Skeletor, isn't it? I mean, it's only one part of who he is. Like,
It's true. It's just
like
his
if
face.
the Freddy Krueger, they just called him Bernie Face.
I mean, I guess we could call him Muscle Tour.
Muscle
We
Tour.
could call him
It always
Muscle
bothered
Tour.
me in X-Men, like Dr. Hank McCoy, probably the most decorated person in terms of education in that whole group, the smartest guy. They call him Beast. Like,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, you know.
Yeah.
You fucking assholes.
Like, what?
true.
I mean, they could at least call Professor Beast.
Yeah, Dr. Beast.
But
Dr.
anyway, like I said, Skeletor gets his shit knocked out. The dog wakes him up, and then he actually shoots down Horde Prime's ship.
Yeah.
And then He-Man and She-Ra kind of like get Horde Prime like away from everything. He was about to shoot Skeletor because he's like pissed. But it turns out, like because of this, like Skeletor saves the kids. And the children are like real excited.
That would have
They
been a better
thank him and
title for
stuff.
this. Skeletor
And-
saves
Skeletor saves
Yes,
the kids.
Skeletor saves Christmas now on NBC. But then He-Man's like all like baffled that he saved the kids,
Looks like you have the Christmas spirit, Skeletor.
and he's like,
Yeah, shut the fuck up, He-Man.
Oh, I guess I do. Don't worry, it'll wear off. Oh, thank goodness.
and I'll go back to being evil and hated. But yeah, I think they kind of imply that at Christmas time, like every year now, he'll like get nice once a year. I think that's kind of funny.
I just want to see him like working at a soup kitchen.
I don't think it works that way.
Like, get back to the end of the line, buddy. You've had 3 bowls.
That would be like saying, oh, every year Donald Trump becomes not an asshole.
Hey, that is an insult to Skeletor. How dare you?
It's true. It's so true. So I mean, happiness is had. They do the Christmas party and everything at the palace, and Adam's dressed up as Santa Claus, which is very confusing in my pants.
Why is it confusing?
Because he's like muscly, but he's Santa, and like I don't understand
Hold on.
what's going on.
But the little kids came back to Earth, though.
No, they go to the
this
party.
they're the
They
party.
did the party for.
And
Okay,
then, yeah,
sorry.
and then Adam
Thought you were
gives
jumping
them,
the gun.
No, Adam gives them the flying belts.
Yes.
And then
That's irresponsible.
Then they use the
It is.
transporter to send
That's
the kids
extremely
back.
irresponsible.
And they're like, cool, we didn't even notice you were gone, even though it was like 2 days.
Yeah, they're perfectly fine with their kids just going missing. I think they sent them to go get that Christmas tree so they freeze to death, like Jack in The Shining.
Amazing. And then at the end.
Or was the Hansel Gretel type thing?
Well, remember the kids float by their parents and they both have like fucking heart attacks and just,
Oh, yeah, because they show them the flying belts and they're like, what?
And then the government came and like started dissecting these kids to try to figure out if they were aliens.
Tony Stark showed up and
Yeah.
grabbed all of
Oh,
those
my
flying
God.
belts.
I want
He
you to
was
join my
on that
Avengers
shit.
team.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then. And then they do like the Christmas moral thing where Adam is still dressed up like Santa, and I don't know, he says, yeah, like there's presents and shit, but like it's mostly about caring about each other.
A giant commercial.
The
You know,
whole thing is a giant
Yeah, and it's like, no, it's about caring about each other. Oh, really? Then let's
They
take
have
those
to
He-Man
say that
toys
so they
off
can
the
sell you
market.
toys.
Well, you also forgot the point where He-Man and She-Ra almost like brother and sister kiss.
Okay, so this is confusing
I missed this part.
because last year I was very creeped out about it, and this year I didn't see it at all. Like I was like, no, it's dumb, and John was like, you were like upset about it last year, and I was like, oh yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah, because he goes, ho, ho,
Because
ho.
we watch this every year. Like I know this is your first year, Brian,
Yes.
but John and I watch this shit every year. It's like
I'm sorry.
a family tradition.
We like torturing ourselves, yeah.
It's fine.
But he's dressed as Santa. He's pretending to be Santa. He's like, she's like, who are you? He's like, well, I'm Santa Claus. And she's like, well, Merry Christmas. And like rips the beard off and gets real close to him. Brother. It's
weird.
God,
I
they're
mean-
going to fuck.
She-Ra gives birth to mutant children.
I did not see it.
Well, like,
second
what
time.
arms?
The power.
I did not see it this year. I apologize to all of you.
Oh,
I did
God.
not see it. I don't know, guys. Ooh.
Man at Arms is like, I was in love with She-Ra. Why did you do that? Their child has
bad.
like one muscular arm, the other one's kind of mutated and crawl-like.
It's real bad, guys.
Kill me! Can I be He-Man one day, Dad? No, son.
Get back in your dungeon, son.
Here's your fish
Oh
head,
my
son.
God. Your fish heads. Oh my God! Stop.
bucket of fish.
Bucket of fish
Oh
heads.
my
But
God.
yeah, Lane, as you said, it ends with some moral lesson about. That's a recurring theme for all these things that are just basically ways to sell to us. Are all about Christmas is about family and harmony and singing and ham.
Well, weren't we even watching during your holiday sacrifice this past week? We watched a 1960s commercial. Like it was a PSA on what Christmas is.
Yeah.
And like
times.
after the whole time of them talking about, oh, this is all the toys that I make and blah blah blah. It was like, now remember, Christmas is really about Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Okay.
What was all that tour about?
What was the past 15 minutes was nothing but toy footage? What the shit?
Is it bad that for me Christmas is about drinking and cookies and not feeling bad about either thing?
No.
I don't know.
Bad,
You're an
'cause,
adult
like,
now. Yeah.
all I can think about is all the cookies I want to make, all the cookies I want to buy, all the cookies I want to eat, and like I want a lot of champagne. I'm like,
I think personally that there is no right or wrong way to celebrate any holiday.
It's true.
So if you love Christmas and your thing is cookies and drinking and hanging out with friends, that's cool. Okay? If your thing is all the Jesus-y crap, okay, that's cool. If your thing is the presents, okay, that's cool. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever works for you.
What about hanging out in a basement and wearing a Santa hat and masturbating to Family Matters?
That's cool too.
Okay.
yeah,
I'm cool with that.
doesn't hurt anybody else.
You know, does it
That
hurt
is
anyone?
a Woolscroft family Christmas tradition.
A beloved time-honored tradition.
Put on reindeer games. I need to jerk one out.
Oh my God, reindeer
God.
games is what you choose? Whoa.
That's frightening.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's He-Man and She-Ra's holiday special.
Well, how many shits do you give to that one?
Oh, to this one? This one's a solid...
Can you remind me of the scale again? I'm already confused.
I think I'm doing the scale backwards from last week, probably.
Probably.
I know, but 10, 10. Oh, no, yeah,
bad.
10 is bad.
10
So
is bad,
it's the
but like
opposite
10
of
is
usual.
delightfully bad,
Yeah.
and like 1 is like not bad enough to be worth it, or like so bad it's not fun.
Considering this is just basically a He-Man episode with like Christmas shoot-in, I'm going to give this one 5 out of 10 shits.
Really? I think it's
okay.
like good because it has like a lot of plot and like the characters.
I hate
are
it.
cool.
Yeah, but for
I
me,
hate it because it's so fucking convoluted.
That's your right.
And the entire time watching, I'm just going like, I was looking at my phone. I'm gonna be honest with you. The whole time watching it because they have this episode on YouTube from the official He-Man like
there's a
YouTube
DVD of it too.
channel, and
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
watching. I'm
DVD
just
out.
going like, this is boring as all hell.
Really?
I did not find it fun.
I like it.
And Marta now is rejoining us for our main event. Nothing like a Christmas special of a 3-foot hairy penis-faced monster watching a small child die slowly.
Oh, after he gets stuck in an outhouse.
Yeah,
That's very important.
And he
could-
brought in the Yoi log.
He did.
Right?
He did.
Okay.
yeah. Holy shit.
So like
Which, speaking of U-logs and shit, like, does Alf crap in the toilet or does he go outside?
he went to the outhouse, so he was clearly used to a toilet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
He's
that's
potty
solidly
trained.
in the toilet
He's potty
column.
trained.
He's potty
You
trained.
can. I mean, you can potty train a cat. By the way, I always forget how upsetting Alf is. He eats cats.
Yeah.
I always forget.
I forget until the video. I saw the Christmas special when I was younger, but I didn't remember it. So the video that you guys sent me to rewatch, for some reason, every time I tried to go back to it, because I watched it in like 3 different parts, it went back to the beginning, and it started with like 99 cats on the wall, 99 or something like
Oh,
that. Oh no!
yeah.
On
Where are
the
we
3rd
going?
day of Christmas, my cat miss said to me, or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's about the cat.
It's all about the cats.
He wants
So
to
it
eat
went
cats.
back. Yeah, he's
I forget how messed up it is.
he loves eating cats.
Guys, it
It's
could be
so
worse.
gross.
He could be fucking them. Let's take this as a win.
Leave it to John to like take it way over the line.
John, we
Yeah.
actually don't know if that happens.
That's true.
We don't have
Man.
any evidence.
Starting off with the
mean-
Christmas spirit.
He could be doing that and then eating them.
Exactly.
Who knows the order, actually?
No one knows how
He could
the aliens.
He could be the like most
that.
depraved sadist of like our time.
Oh, I imagine.
If you haven't caught on here, we're talking about Alf.
He's pretty,
talking about Alf.
pretty funny, though.
Of
Yeah.
course, too.
Yeah.
Our cat just comes out now that we're talking about cat eating. Hi, sweetheart.
Oh,
Hi, sweetheart. Did you think we were talking about
Is his
you?
name Lucky? Lucky, where are you?
Yeah, so we saved this one for last
Oh.
because Alf just, quadruples down on the emotional terrorism in this?
I think
It does.
this special's like the original Horcrux from which all sadness pours out into the world. Like, there's no excuse for this episode to be as sad as it is.
It's pretty sad.
Especially when it
terrible.
stars a puppet. Because we have terminally ill children, suicide, extreme poverty, and, I mean, did I miss anything? Like, abandonment and, like, not looking for a lost loved one very long.
Yeah, they did. They really went there.
you missed. Yeah, poverty. That's the big one.
Right? Because, like, he's... Oh.
It's a big one.
Okay.
So are we? So the premise
Yeah.
of this Christmas episode is that Alf and family go to a cabin that apparently they've been going to for years
With
At
no
least the
running
family.
water,
no running water,
electricity,
Now-
no
heat.
television.
No
Okay,
shitter,
now
okay?
here's
That's
the
a
thing.
deal breaker.
Did anyone else get the Evil Dead vibe from it?
Yes,
because
totally.
I did. I
Oh my
was just
god,
like,
completely.
Of course.
And honestly, it didn't go that way, and I was disappointed. Thank
Me
you very
too.
much. Thank you.
I was like,
I
where's
was
the
upset.
Necronomicon at?
Necronomicon was not coming out, and if Alf held the Necronomicon, that would have been amazing.
Well, it would have been that little shit kid.
Yeah, it
that
would.
gets it. It would have been like, I didn't get my bike, so I'm going to the
Unfortunately.
basement. And then he finds Necronomicon, and all sorts of demons and hellspawn follow.
Oh no, I definitely followed the path of like what would happen to each family member in that, and it was quite fun. The mother was just.
Do I want to
hoot
know
in
what
my
that
mind.
path was? Like, what type of demons they turned into?
Oh, it was a hoot. The mom was like the one that shows up and she like looks okay, but then she comes in and she's like, and like comes back.
Like the end of Pet Cemetery.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine the dad would be Henrietta. I don't know. I just imagine he would be flying around going, ha ha ha. Henrietta.
Mom's pretty 80s hot, isn't she?
She is
Like 80s
yeah,
hot.
she's okay. Her
Yeah,
hair is
80s.
butchered.
Yeah.
It is. And she's got like the pop collar thing going
It's
on,
pretty
which
bad.
I forgot that was a thing that women did. They did the pop collar thing with the coat on. It's
Protection.
It's protection from vampires.
They needed it in the 80s.
Yeah, but because Dad's family didn't have a whole lot when they were kids, a nice man let them stay at his cabin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of his
Yeah.
heated home that he lived in.
Yeah.
And now he's subjecting the rest of his family to this because, like, one time when he was 8, he got like a stiffy over how happy he was, and
Yeah.
now everybody has to deal with this.
It's idea. That's such a man thing, though, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, come on. That's such a guy thing where they're like, this cabin was amazing, and I'm going to bring you here, and we're
gonna be
It's
rustic."
going to be amazing.
And I'm not going to light
really,
a
it
fire
sucks.
or help you
Yeah,
guys.
listen,
live
I'm
anyway.
sorry, but as one of the male species here,
Sorry, yeah.
why would you get like a hard on over a fucking cabin?
A lot of guys do.
I mean, I
like
can
me a good
understand
cabin.
I love
grilling.
cabins. I always throw this cabin retreat every year where there's no technology and it's only board games and pajamas and alcohol. It's amazing.
Am I invited next year?
Yes, you are.
I'm a cabin enthusiast.
Oh,
okay?
it's so much fun. I mean, that's fun. But that being said, there's running water. There's many
There's
toilets.
essentials.
many toilets.
There's
don't
many
do-
beds.
I don't do anything if there's not a crapper. I'm
There
just
has
saying.
to be a
Exactly.
crapper.
Draw
I
the
mean,
line
that's
at
just
shitter.
not fun.
Need
You don't
them.
have like a whole month to get accustomed to this. This
Yeah.
is not like
Well, especially because the minute you get accustomed to it and you come back, you're kind of like a savage.
Yeah.
You're just like, what is this porcelain thing in my bathroom?
Right, and I'm
I've
not
been
sure-
shitting into a hole the past
Yes.
week.
I'm not sure in a month's time you'd be like shitting on
Oh,
the
yeah.
floor and
It-
stuff.
it-
I
I think
don't
you'd
know.
get accustomed to it.
Brian just basically
Yeah.
said on the zombie apocalypse, he's eating faces on day 3.
It's good to know. It's good to know we're
Why
not
did you do
hanging
that
out
as
with
I'm
you.
drinking water?
You are not on my apocalypse team.
Not at all.
You mean I don't have to wipe with pine cones anymore? Don't go the wrong way.
No, well, it would be like
Whoa.
28 days later.
Oh my god.
Let's not lie. Everybody has an apocalypse team.
Oh,
Everybody.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has a
Absolutely.
Vegas team and an apocalypse team. That's like
Yeah.
you got your bug out bag and who's coming with you.
It's true.
It is fun.
So Alf ends up ruining Christmas by giving away all the gifts, but I don't think anybody informed him on how any of this works.
No.
But they just get so pissed off.
Yeah,
at
they
him.
get angry.
And I think that's like a failure in the writing because it could have been an interesting point where they say, oh, like Alf doesn't understand Christmas. He doesn't understand why we do these things or why we even give gifts in the first place and like why it's a secret. I mean, because
fail.
it's just different,
It's a
for
fail.
every person. It reminds me of one of our first Christmases together when your mom and I were trying to be sneaky with each other and you were just like, why are we being
Stop.
like seriously, I remember the first year we were together, John's like on the phone with his mom and he's like, hey Lane, he's like, my mom's at the Coach outlet. What do you want for Christmas? I was like, that's not how that works.
That's
even
not how that
little.
works.
Yeah, I learned
That's
that pretty
sad.
quickly.
That's not good.
the way to go.
Sorry, I'm sorry
That's
to
the
bust
way I
on
do
you.
it.
That was
It's
like
sad.
it was like 11 years
Yeah,
ago.
that's sad.
Yeah.
But Alf, I mean, okay, so the episode, Alf ends up in the hospital.
He runs away.
I mean,
because they have,
he
like, a
runs
fight.
away, and then Santa that's playing Santa in the hospital mistakes him for like a stuffed animal.
Cleave
Yeah,
on
he's
little.
like
And
he's the
he-
perfectest perfect at ever perfect. Like
He is.
I'm gonna give you this
Exactly.
cabin. I go and play Santa for the
Yeah, the
kids.
same
Yeah.
guy.
Alf jumps
It's
in
the
his
same-
car.
Alf jumps in
because
his
he's
car.
been shamed.
He's
by the
been
family.
shamed by the family. He jumps in the car. He gets to the hospital. He ends up in a bed because he's supposed to be a stuffed animal, and this girl that is dying
Tiffany.
ends up befriending him as a stuffed animal. And
She's dying of the disease.
she's
Yes.
dying of any disease, and everybody knows it's cancer. And like
She's got the cancer.
She's got the cancer.
dark
She looks
circles.
great
Yeah.
for somebody that's dying of cancer. But she finds Alf, and Alf is in the bed.
She looks perfect.
She looks
doesn't
great, and she's trying to befriend
Cancer
Alf,
chic.
and she thinks that Alf is a girl, and she tries to put in one of my
Oh my god.
favorite lines.
I know it's coming.
Yes, so there's two favorite lines of this episode. The first one is her putting earrings, goes to move to put earrings on Alf, and Alf has kept up the premise, and then he just looks at her and he's like, "That's where I draw the line." And then he's like, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're an alien," blah blah blah, and they talk and all these things.
She's
and he goes,
quickly okay with this.
she's totally fine with him being an alien, not a stuffed animal that's just started talking to her. And he goes, "I'm glad I said something because you would have had me in a bra." And that was like
That was
the first
supposed to be
best
edgy.
line.
It was supposed to be like the
Alf
edgy
is
humor.
transphobic, I think.
I was laughing. I thought that was pretty edgy.
Yeah, Alf
Because
is
could you
transphobic.
imagine
I was
if,
impressed.
when we were kids, if like we had a Teddy Ruxpin, and as soon as like mom leaves the bedroom, Teddy turns to you and goes, "She's gone."
No,
Is she gone?
I would have
You would have like
killed it.
Yeah, exactly.
would've killed it.
She's
Kill it
just
with
like,
fire.
"Oh boy,
Kill it
you're
with fire."
fucking alive."
Kill
Yeah.
it with fire. All the
shit.
fires.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe she thought the medication she was on caused
Her to
delirium.
trip balls.
well, okay.
Dilaudid will do that.
You know?
So that reminds me of my second favorite part
Okay.
of the episode when Alf gets stuck in the elevator and has to play a doctor.
Oh my lord.
And pops up with like the mask and everything, and the woman that's pregnant, who is a famous actress, and I can't remember her name.
I've seen her in stuff.
yeah,
Yes,
she
too.
I've
looks
seen her and
familiar.
stuff, right?
Mhm, she
and
did
she
look
goes,
familiar.
"I told them not to give me the drugs."
And I don't understand how she mistook him for being human. I mean,
It's the
I've
Ninja
never
Turtles
given birth,
theory.
but like,
Well, I think that she thought she was on drugs.
Yeah,
guess.
Lane, I think it also might be like the Ninja Turtles theory, like when they put on a hat and trench coat, and suddenly
Oh,
people
yeah.
can't tell they're turtles
Yeah,
anymore.
that's the worst.
I see.
Apparently, like, all doctors are that hairy and 3 feet tall. Maybe she thought her doctor was Greek.
So yes, and, oh my god, John,
Oh,
what is
it's
wrong
so
with you?
funny.
So
It's so funny.
So I mean, yes, there is a part where Alf helps a woman give birth to a baby, but you guys are
Not
glossing
help.
over.
He does all the work.
He does all the
He
work.
does everything.
No, the woman does all the work.
I meant
y'all.
as a
Well,
doctor.
yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about
Of course, of course.
the pushing
He
and the
catches
groaning and the,
the baby.
tearing.
It's true. It's very true.
But no, you guys are glossing over so many moments with Tiffany. Remember the time she drew him a picture and she drew herself as a fucking angel because she knows she's going to be dead soon?
That was
you guys
terrible.
you guys are
It was not
missing
good.
things. And
We
then
were
she-
coming back to that. That's after the burst scene.
Is it okay? Because then
Yeah.
she cries to Alf about how she's going to die and she doesn't want to go and she's scared. Like,
Yeah.
this is not a sitcom on TV, guys.
No.
This is like the deepest pits of my soul.
Yeah,
Like, this is
and
not
Alf
okay.
was like,
I was not okay.
I know it's scary. I came
You'll
to
make
this.
friends.
You'll make friends, and I came to this planet, and I was scared too. And I'm sure you'll be friends.
He's
I love
extremely
you,
thoughtful.
Tiffany.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
I don't really have human feelings
For a
left.
giant
but, like,
penis
those
face
are
monster.
really sad.
I mean, here's
It
my,
was sad.
Here's my thinking behind it. Okay, he's an alien. You're telling me that they don't have any type of mythos on the alien planet about death or anything like that?
Maybe
He
Alf
could-
never dies.
Well, I mean, he could be immortal.
He was very empathetic.
But
He was
yeah,
very
in
kind,
a
which
schmaltzy
is
type of way.
usually not his thing.
But like, he's equating death to you'll make friends.
No. She said, you know, I hope I make friends where I'm going. And
yeah,
he
'cause she's
said,
going to a new place.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, he offered comfort.
Which is like, you know, the most ambiguous.
It'd be amazing if Alf was an atheist. No, there's nothing after you go, idiot.
See, if they made that
John,
shit
you're so
now,
dark.
that's what
so
they
dark.
would say.
That's
so
pretty dark.
I sure hope you can see your family before you cease to exist.
John. Oh my god.
God.
In a shift change, I would like to say that Santa was the creepiest Santa ever. That guy
you
was
mean
creepy.
Cleavon Little as a
Oh
Santa?
my God.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because
He was creepy.
I
Yeah.
didn't recognize him when we watched it, but John, you had said that he's a comic, or he was a comic.
He
He's a
was,
like
yes.
a very blue comic. Like
He creeped me
he was
out.
very
was in
like
Blazing Saddles.
explicit. Like
Creeped me out.
he was what'd you say? He was like one of the first people where they had to like censor the box of his
Really?
his record or whatever, like because it was very explicit.
He's most famous for Blazing Saddles, as Brian has just said.
Yeah, but he's like a blue comic.
guy!
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
Guy, thank you. I was trying to place him.
Yep.
His career really took a nosedive
Son
in
of
the
a-
80s, didn't it? You know?
Well, it took a real nosedive in
man.
92 when he died.
He died in
Ow.
'92.
Yeah.
That's a real career killer. You'll never work in Hollywood again.
Can't come back
But-
from that.
Yeah, the last thing he did was an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so
But yeah,
no,
he
when
was
the
a
baby-
creepy Santa.
When
Well,
the
guys, he
baby
was
is born,
real
she's
creepy.
like, I wonder what I should name it. And he's like, what
Alf.
about Tiffany?
No, he says Alf first, and she's like, "Don't you realize it's a girl?" And he's like, "How would I know that? I'm not married." And I'm like, "Oh,
oh my god.
Okay.
oh, they addressed that.
They did.
So
They
what
did, sort of."
What did he think the baby was coming out of? Because he clearly doesn't know genitals. at
No,
all.
I don't think he does.
Oh, good. We're
But
gonna
in
talk
other
about
episodes,
genitals.
he's like,
probably, "What
"I'm
happened to
meeting
your
women
penis?"
across the world."
I'm so happy
man.
we're talking about Alf and vaginas together, John. This is giving me such a warm Christmas feeling.
This is like therapy.
Yeah.
Well, this special needs like you need to like get it out in the open. So then, have we gotten to the part where Santa's gonna kill himself yet?
Well, no, we haven't really touched on that one. So Cleavon Little plays what he's the guy who owns the cabin.
Yeah.
And he's Santa.
He's
And
also
he's
Santa.
he's also
He plays
Santa
for plot necessities.
for plot necessity. And the
George
whole
Foley,
time
that's his name, George
yeah,
Foley.
Mr. Foley. He basically this whole time he's like the nicest guy, and you just watch, you're like, there's something off about him.
So strange.
And he's doing like all the actions that someone who's about to commit suicide would normally do. Give away all your possessions.
Well, his wife
shoot up a
died.
church.
No one's catching on to this at all.
No.
Well, his
no.
wife died 2 weeks previous, and the Tanners find that out like right before he
Yes.
goes to the hospital with Alf.
He
but-
bequeaths the cabin.
yeah,
But
he gives them the
he tells
deed
them,
and-
don't open it until Christmas. And these little
'Cause I'll be
bastards
fucking dead.
completely disregard his instructions and
course
open
they
it
do.
anyway.
Yeah.
Just
You
like
know?
Alf did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, he ends up giving away the cabin to the Tanners, and then he's giving away all the toys at the hospital.
Gives away
And-
all his money.
and
to
he
the
gives away
hospital.
all his money to the hospital to the doctor, who's literally just there to say Tiffany's going to die. That's his purpose. And then the doctor finds out what he's doing and tries to give him the usual, hey, don't kill yourself speech, in which he doesn't listen, because the next stop is on a cold, snowy, snow-capped bridge, little tiny snow-capped bridge that I don't think exists, and he's getting ready to jump off, in which Alf then comes out wearing the Santa suit and says, no, don't do it.
yeah, because the little girl realizes that Alf can't stay, so she trades it in for a different toy.
Yes.
And
She sends
so
him
Alf's
home.
back in the truck.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, a little tiny furry dick face monster is telling me not to jump off a bridge.
Well, then he
He's
realized he
dressed
says
as Santa.
he's Saint Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said-
Yes.
He's like, oh, you're Saint Nicholas, which really makes me question this man's
I mean,
Maybe
that's,
he's been
sanity.
drinking.
that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking, too. I'm like, I'm assuming you've been around for a long time. You might want to know what St. Nicholas
Listen,
kind of looks
yeah.
like.
if you're about to kill yourself, you get into your liquor cabinet and you get out the good shit, like the shit that you've been saving for 15 years.
That's
okay?
what
But how
happened.
has he been okay driving through
I-
the snow,
I don't
being
know,
completely
Brian.
blasted?
How is anyone okay driving through the
through the
snow?
snow? Drunk?
Yeah.
Fine, fine. He wasn't
And on
drunk.
pills?
And it wasn't okay. It wasn't snowing when he first started off.
That's
the
true.
radio was like, "We're expecting 12 to 14 inches in the mountain," and then like right away it was like snow. It's like immediate snow.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, he gets up on the bridge. He's about to kill himself. Alf pops up, and he's like, don't do it. You have so much to live for. Look, you have unfinished business. And of course, Cleavon Little, being, probably high on something, probably alcohol, believes him and thinks this is St. Nicholas. He's like, oh, okay, I won't kill myself now. And drives back to the Tanner's house. And because the fact that he believes he's St. Nicholas, he's expecting Alf to go down the chimney,
Which he does.
which he does. But it's like, Alf's like, I don't know how to go down a chimney.
It would have sucked if they'd started a fire.
They
That's
did
all
have
I'm
a fire.
saying.
They had a fire in there.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yes.
There was a little guy.
Yeah,
It was one of those
fire.
giant fireplaces, though, right?
It wasn't a giant fireplace.
Really?
It was a large.
I remember commenting that there was no fire in it. Maybe
No,
it was
there
like
was-
propped
there
on
was
my
a fire
screen
in
or
it.
something.
But he threw snow down. That got rid of the fire. But,
Oh, okay.
but anyway, Cleavon Little doesn't
Didn't
kill
burn his
himself.
outballs.
No, it's off balls. He is covered in hair.
Lots of fur.
So Cleavon Little doesn't kill himself. You find out later he's back in the hospital working on stuff. Did anyone else think that once he realizes that wasn't St. Nicholas, and after the holidays kind of were done, he'd just go and kill himself after?
Yeah, he got real like happy, like creepily happy.
But I'm saying, like most people, they kind of get somewhat hot. No, You're a Christmas Grinch?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, the thing is, like,
Nothing wrong with
if you try to kill yourself again, it probably gets more violent. So he probably just shotgun to the face the second time around. You know, when they found him, just mess everywhere.
That's what most guys do.
Alf just opens the door.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? The cabin. Oh, fuck! That's never coming out of the grout.
Oh my god, Sean.
Oh,
I'm in the grout of the floor, you pervert.
Ouch.
Oh god.
Ouch.
I mean, I just kept watching. I'm just like, that guy is not. He hasn't gotten any help. He's going to kill himself again. Like, nothing has been resolved for him. You've just delayed it.
We're all very worried about him.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the actor died
General
later,
consensus.
but yeah.
Well, see, now that's messed up.
Yeah.
Alf
So,
had quite a busy Christmas Eve, didn't he?
He did. He saved like Air Buddy.
Yeah.
He became a best friend. You know, saved a dude from killing himself.
Like, I eat a little chicken parm, watch
Birthed
It's
a
a Wonderful
baby.
Life. I drop a dece. Yeah, he witnessed death,
Yeah. Birthed a
stopped
baby.
death, birthed a child.
well, to
you
be
know?
fair, Alf
it's
also
fun.
dropped one that night in the Alf
Yeah.
house. So you
I
guys
wish
have that
I'd
in
seen it
common.
gone
He
on
did.
longer.
So my question is, I want to know how old is everyone here?
32.
32? 32? All right. I'm a 36-year-old. Did anybody have any Alf paraphernalia as
Yes.
you were growing up? And
Yeah.
what did you have?
I think I had the Alf doll.
Did you have the Alf doll?
I had the Alf doll,
Okay.
too.
You had the Alf doll?
I don't think I had any Alf
No?
paraphernalia, but one of my bosses at my old job, she's obsessed with Alf, and she's like a full body fucking costume.
Oh, Jesus,
And it's
no.
and it's like a
No,
real.
no, no,
I mean,
no,
it's
no.
real. Like it's not like I'm sexy.
Yeah, it's
Alf.
like a
No,
cosplay.
like she's so badass.
Sexy
like, it's,
Alf.
No,
Is
it's
that a
not.
thing?
It's not that. It's not that. I'm just saying, like, it's not like a half-ass
Yeah, it's
thing.
not like-
it is like
paint on
she
your
is Alf
tits.
It's like the greatest thing. It actually was like a mascot for our team for a while, where we would just send like Alf gifs to each other all day.
That's amazing.
It was
So-
glorious.
I definitely had the Alf doll, and I had the Alf tent.
Oh my
Alf
god,
tent?
I remember that shit, Marta.
Oh, yeah, and I used to set up the Alf tent on top of my bed. I refused to sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
I would have the Alf tent on top of my bed, and then I would sleep
idea.
inside the Alf tent.
Oh, that is such a good
It's the
idea.
best. With my Alf doll.
Yeah.
And I was like really into Alf. I would like to extend a personal thank you to Cinema Psycho Show for like having me relive my love of Alf because I don't think that I would ever willingly go back and watch it to be like, I'm just gonna put on some Alf right now.
No one
this
ever
is
does want to
wonderful.
watch
I know,
Alf,
but this was
you
so
know?
wonderful, and it was ahead of its time because he was crude and funny.
And we picked the most
Yeah.
emotionally manipulative episode they ever made.
Yeah, so the other episodes have to be just even better.
Yeah. I mean, he was basically like a proto Ted. You know, like the movie Ted, where the talking.
Oh my God. Yeah,
bear.
he was.
He kind of was like the
He's
first one.
so much better than Ted.
Hashtag what
He's
did you know,
so much
Seth?
better than Ted.
Yeah.
He eats
What did,
cats.
what did Seth MacFarlane know? Anyways,
Seth
he knew
MacFarlane.
more.
I love imagining Seth MacFarlane when he was younger watching Alf, being like, I'm going to
probably
do
did.
that one day.
Yeah, he's gonna
So-
rip off that.
Guys, I mean, I know we're coming close to the end of our thoughts on this and whatnot, but we also didn't address the kick in the dick at the end of the episode, where the episode is dedicated.
No. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we haven't wrapped things up with Alf. So they look for him for about an hour and they go, fuck, it's cold, and then they go home.
I thought we were done. I'm
You know,
sorry.
he's probably been eaten by wolverines or something.
They don't look for him very hard. It's kind of sad.
It's like a
Tanner's
minute.
kind of dropped the
I
ball.
mean, Alf is kind of like that. You know, that relative you have that you really don't like him. And he's kind of just hanging out.
The mother doesn't like
The
him.
mother doesn't like him. No one likes him. Okay, the kid probably
the kids
does.
like him.
They feel obligated to
They feel
him.
obligated because
the
they don't-
government will
Yes,
dissect him. yeah.
Exactly.
Alive.
So he's just kind
And
of,
then-
a squatter in their house. So when they thought, especially the dad, he's thinking, I'm in my awesome cabin with my Necronomicon downstairs. Let Alf get eaten by timber wolves and frozen to death.
We are barely not freezing to death in this cabin.
No.
Fuck Alf, yeah. But no, he comes back and they're like, oh, we learned to appreciate you, Alf. Because Christmas is more than material possessions. Cut to commercial for material possessions.
the commercials were amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, the best part is the whole episode ends on a shot of Tiffany
In the
Yes.
window.
in the window.
Waving to Alf. Like
I'm
what is
gonna
that?
die.
Like he couldn't even connect.
Was she really saying goodbye to Alf
She was
or
like,
life?
I love you.
Because the Tanners came by to say hi to her after they discovered that she knew the secret, I mean, I think they were like there to rough her up a little bit, make sure she stayed quiet.
Hey, it's okay, Tiffany. You're gonna make it. No, she's not. No, Alf. Don't say that.
We got an eye twitch.
But Elaine, yeah. So
Okay, so the final kick in the dick on this episode is that the credits include dedicated to Tiffany Lee Smith.
fuck that.
It was a real girl
Who died.
Yeah.
And the ending date the ending date was 87. And how old did I say she was? 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Guys, I didn't
So-
hang around long enough to see that credit. I feel like such
It's
an
okay.
a-hole.
It's okay. Listen, here's the thing. To make you feel better, we all did hang around for that and talked about
That's why
it.
we're here. It's why we're here.
So-
So wait, I searched the
better
dark
person than
web
us.
to get the real story, and by that I mean I sort of glanced at Reddit.
Google.
And the best that I could find was that the girl was played by an actress, so it wasn't like a Make-A-Wish or something. That's what I was worried about. I was like, oh god, that
It was
actual
her.
girl. Yeah,
That's the worst
But
damn
there was
Make-A-Wish
a
ever.
real Tiffany Lee Smith who died of leukemia in 87. She must have just been part of the someone's life, like on the show or whatever, that inspired the character.
My guess
she
was
really,
just
she
story.
really did
probably.
die.
Oh, I
But it's
feel
just
like
her
an
story,
asshat.
I guess. But
No.
That's
I, know,
all
I was being so cynical, just mocking all the saccharine, emotion of this, and then there's like a real dead kid. I'm like, thanks a lot, Al. You made me actually feel something.
It's the saddest thing ever. Like the whole episode's already so sad, and then you're like, no, wait, what?
I mean, it
So,
really was a nice episode. I just Santa was creepy. Yeah.
it was.
I just when I bust out laughing
He's
when
just
Alf
creepy.
turns to look at Tiffany and he has that little tear in his eye.
Oh yeah, he does just like a little.
mean that piece of plastic?
Globule plastic.
You have to use that as like the cover for this episode, and with the tear like looking.
Oh no! I gotta find some way of combining all of these TV things. You saw
This
last
makes me
week's
want to
one.
watch all of the Christmas specials.
There's so many terrible
So
ones.
and so few of them are any good. So it's
Really?
like enjoyable
Bad.
on all levels. I mean, I like that they're
Man.
bad.
Yeah, I like the bad stuff.
I like that they're bad. None of the ones that we're doing are good, right?
No,
Yeah,
none of
no.
them are good.
What was your favorite bad one?
Star Wars holiday special.
Star Wars.
Oh well, no, it's still coming up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we haven't gone through all of them yet.
We haven't got to my.
We have
absolute
so many.
favorite,
What's yours?
Which is better than Star Wars Holiday Special?
It
Should I reveal?
Yeah,
them?
sure, why not?
Yeah, why not?
We Wish You a Turtle's Christmas is our final
It hurts.
edition next week.
Next
See, you
week.
think it sounds bad, but when you get to like the execution thereof and how little money and little production value and
It was
time.
actually really good.
No.
Oh no, it's still bad.
No, because it's not the right suits.
It's
and like
inexcusable.
their teeth are wrong.
Oh,
These are
no.
live action turtles.
Oh no.
and it's so bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's not animated. No, no.
Oh no.
And there's no animatronics in the mask, so they just kind of like look at you bug-eyed,
That's
smiling. the whole time.
awesome.
It's a thing of nightmares.
That is awesome.
Brian's gonna kill us when he finally
Yeah.
watches it.
Every week, it's mostly him. But he gives me things to watch. I'm just like,
Crap.
why?
Thank you for invading my dreams.
Yeah, pretty much. If I didn't have the stomach for the stuff, I don't know what I would do.
Welcome to my nightmare.
So that's our entry into the sack full of Christmas fails for
Sad
this week.
sack.
A sad
Itself.
sack.
I give it 6 shits.
6 shits?
Yeah, 6 out of 10
6
shits.
out of 10 shits. And we'll be back next week with our final,
We're entering the 90s.
the
next
90s.
week.
Yeah. Ooh, that's going to be rough.
Dancing babies and Snapple and
Yeah.
OJ killing people. The 90s. Yeah.
Okay.
of those things is
Marta,
not
where
like
can they
the
find you
others.
at on the Twitters and where your podcast is at?
Guys, you can find me at martaonthemove.com, Twitter at I Can't Find Marta, Instagram Marta on Move Podcast.
Awesome. Awesome. Lane, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at LA_Croft.
The Unreal J. Wolves and January 5th. Go to Marta's event. Buy
Yep.
tickets.
Definitely.
Do it by him.
Go to Marta's event. You can find me at Brian Coddington on Twitter. I also run the Psycho Show page. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, at Psycho Show. You can also find us on the Epicast Network at epicastnetwork.com. If you have a favorite movie or question you want to throw away, you want to talk to us about the sad sack full of Christmas fails, you can contact us at cinemapsychoshow.com. And make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Send us a rate, send us a review. We love getting those. And catch a new episode available every Sunday.
The last thing Tiffany thought about before she died was a dick-faced monster over her bed.
Oh my God.
Epicast.